Hi, I'm Leslie Sobraco, and for the past 15 years, I've been the host of an Emmy Award-winning restaurant show and a national travel and food show, both on PBS. Over the years, I've indulged in my fair share of delicious dairy dishes, and I am excited for today's treats. Welcome to the cook-off finals of the inaugural 2021 California Dairy2Go competition, brought to you by the California Milk Advisory Board. We're at the Culinary Institute of America's Copia facility in Napa, California. It is the ideal location to show off the latest innovations in restaurant carry-out meals. The California Dairy2Go competition was inspired by chefs and food service operators who made quick, creative pivots to adjust to the menus for takeout and delivery model during the pandemic. With a spotlight on to-go meals, the California Milk Advisory Board invited 12 chefs from across the country to submit recipes in 3 categories, focusing on the most creative use of California cheese and dairy in off-premise dishes. Now we have an esteemed panel of judges who you'll meet. They selected the top 2 entries in each category, and these 6 chefs are competing on our live broadcast in head-to-head cook-offs. At stake is over $20,000 in prize money and, of course, the prestige of winning our inaugural competition. The 3 champions will each be awarded $5,000, and each runner-up will get $1,500. Today we're broadcasting 3 separate cook-offs covering our culinary categories, which include Cheese and Mac, Cal-Mex, and Innovate to Go. As I mentioned, we are coming to you live from the fabulous Heston Kitchens here at the CIA Copia facility. We've completed the cook-offs in the first 2 categories and are now presenting our final cook-off. It's the wild card, Innovate to Go. Our 2 chefs are already preparing their dishes. We're going to meet them in a minute. And after making their meals, they'll place them in carry-out containers and present them to the judges for their evaluation. We'll then announce the winner and award the chefs their prize money. Before we meet our 2 chef contestants in the Innovate to Go cook-off, I'd like to introduce you to the CEO of the California Milk Advisory Board, John Talbot. Hi, John. Welcome. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Well, this is an exciting day, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
it's always fun.
It's been very fun and very delicious, let me tell you. So tell us a little bit about CMAB's mission.
Okay. I'll give you the what and the why, okay?
Good.
So what we do, our mission, is very simply to drive demand for products made with real California milk. Now, probably even more importantly is the why. And this is, when you talk to a dairy farmer, you start to hear about the importance of this work to them and in their world. And our purpose as an organization is to nourish the world with the wholesome goodness of real California milk.
Well, I'm so glad you said about the farmers, because that was my next question is, how does the CMAB support the California dairy farmers?
So, yes, and this is where our real value comes in. There are some 1,200 dairy farmers across the state of California. Any one of those individually would have a very hard time promoting their products, the milk, or the products that come from their milk. So we act as kind of a unifying body to help bring all those farmers together and find ways to promote the products that help them produce and sell more milk.
Well, and today's competition is really focused on food service and how to integrate this to-go category into certainly the present and the future. Talk a little bit about the importance of food service.
Sure. Well, it has been a tumultuous year and a half now for food service. Unfortunately, many restaurants have gone out of business, and for a while there, it was really looking bad. But the category, the segment has really rebounded, and they found new ways to reach consumers. And the to-go idea is one of those things that helped save the food service category.
And that's why we're doing this competition, right?
Exactly.
To really shine a light on to-go and the future of to-go, as well as what's happening today.
And also to, I think, raise the stature of it. You know, it had, I think, historically been kind of that second option.
To-go.
Yeah, right.
To-go.
But now it's almost more a desirable type of food service.
Right.
And there's some very interesting creativity.
Well, we have had 2 delicious categories already, so we've got our 3rd one. And are you guys ready to go? All right, I know our chefs and judges are. And the Innovate2Go category is the name, it's just what it implies. It's a chance for our chefs to get creative and present a carry-out dish that highlights the best flavors of California dairy products. Our 2 finalists in the Innovate2Go category are Brian Mullins of Miami, Florida, and Marty Lieberman of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to take your mic and go talk to those chefs.
Very good.
Thank you all. Stay tuned as we head to the cook-off. All right, yes, we're ready to go. Everybody, woo! Woo! There we go. We've got a delicious smelling, I can't even tell you what it smells like in here, cheesy, ooey, gooey goodness. And I'm going to talk to our first chef right here, Marty Lieberman. Hi, Marty.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I'm gonna give you that.
Oh, perfect.
So that you can tell us
Yes.
a little bit about you, because you got a food truck in Philadelphia really focusing on mac and cheese.
Yes, so we started out as a food truck in 2013, and from there, in 2016, we opened our first brick and mortar in Rittenhouse Square. From there, we did an online and wholesale chain, a wholesale division with QVC, and since then we've just been selling mac in every way that we can sell it to the people of Philadelphia.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And today you get to do it. You get to do wonderful things with
Yes.
California cheese, right?
Very fun. Yeah, we got some wonderful ingredients. We had great milk, great cream. We used mozzarella, provolone. We used a very nutty pecorino. We have a few others in there, and then we're going to stuff all of it into a wonton so people can enjoy it on the
I
go.
can smell it right now. I can't even tell you. I can't wait to pop one of those pillows of love into my mouth and test it.
Exactly. For sure.
All right. And your inspiration for this was what?
So we used to do macarolis, and those were mac and cheese spring rolls. But when the pandemic started, it was really hard to source our wonton wrappers or our spring roll wrappers. So instead, we had to pivot and find something else that we could give a fun snack and comfort food for people during this time. And so we figured, why not make wontons stuffed with mac and cheese? It makes people feel good, it's easy, and it's to go, which was what was safest at the time.
That's right. And it's called Mac and Snacks.
Yes.
So, fantastic
Thank
name.
you.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Marty. We're going to have you talk to the chefs in just a moment.
Awesome.
I mean, to the judges. But good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now we're going to meet our next chef contestant, Brian Mullins. Hello, Brian.
How are you?
Good, of Miami, Florida. And again, the smell in here is so delicious. I can't even tell you. So we have got a Frico pesto melt. Is that correct?
A Frico pesto melt, yes.
All right. So Brian, tell me a little bit about you. And I know you're watching sandwiches
Yeah,
too.
I'm keeping a close watch on my
yeah,
sandwiches here to make
okay.
sure we don't get any burn sandwiches. Started Miss Cheesiest food truck in 2010. Opened a brick and mortar a couple years later. We have a couple of food trucks. We have the brick and mortar in Miami. We're in the Miami Airlines Arena. So we're kind of all over Miami. We kind of integrated ourselves as a staple in Miami.
Fantastic.
doing
And
the
tell,
best.
tell me the California cheeses that you're using, because again, the smell is so
Well,
enticing.
we're using a dry jack cheese because we wanted to incorporate that like a Parmesan into the pesto, and also that's the Frico on the outside. And then we're using a fresh mozzarella on the inside, and then we're highlighting the cheeses. We're showcasing some of the other stuff that California has to offer with the
And
walnuts.
explain the name
Miss Cheesiest.
of the Frico pesto melt.
Frico pesto. Frico is when cheese on the outside, crispy on the outside
Right.
with cheese. So there's cheese on the inside, cheese on the outside. There's some California cheese everywhere you go in the sandwich. So it's all over. The pesto, the outside, the mozzarella.
It's a wonder.
We're full of California cheese right now.
The cheesy wonderfulness of it all. All right, I will let you get back, chef, to cooking, and you're going to explain your dish to the judges in just a moment. We're going to get them plating their dishes as I introduce the judges to you. Hello, everybody. Whoop. All right, are you ready for our third category?
Yes.
Yes, you've got mics
Yes,
there.
I'm
You
sorry,
got a mic
yes,
there.
We're so ready.
Third category, we've had 2 fantastic categories: the cheese
yes.
and mac, and the California Cal-Mex.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know, you guys are smelling what I'm smelling.
Yeah, it definitely smells crispy.
Crispy and delicious.
Yes.
So let me introduce the judges to you. We have Barbara Alexander right here next to me, certified executive chef, certified culinary educator from the American Culinary Association. And you work here as an instructor, don't you?
I do. I actually work on the consulting team at the Culinary Institute of America, and I teach here in these beautiful Heston kitchens, as well as all kinds of other little side gigs and things on the road. But I love California cheeses.
And you've been a great judge, so
Well,
obviously
thank you
love
so
to
much.
sort of-
You can never get too much. Actually, we were just saying that we're actually kind of hungry, so we're ready to go on this next.
Ready to get the next
We're
one.
ready to go on this next one.
All right, and I'm going to hand the mic to Neil Doherty, who is our next wonderful judge. And he is the Corporate Executive Chef and Senior Director of Culinary Development at Cisco Corporation. A lofty title, my friend, a lofty title.
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's technically just a chef. No, I'm very fortunate to have a role in R&D and development and sales training. So it's a combination of what I grew up doing as a chef and then also introducing product to chefs.
And, it's interesting, I'm sure, for you to see kind of the innovation that's been going on today with these chefs in the to-go category, isn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely, because you learn every day you're out, every day you see something new, and I'm definitely going to be taking home quite a few new ideas, especially from one of the ones at the very beginning today.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing some wonderful stuff happening behind me, so yeah, really excited. Plagiarism is a really lofty compliment.
That's right. And I'm sure these chefs will be honored to be plagiarized.
So yeah, exactly. So, we were just messing around here, and she was asking me, why did the cheese cry?
It was having a meltdown.
So we're really enjoying ourselves out here with California Milk Advisory Board and having phenomenal cheese dishes. So it's pretty cool.
That's great. And I'm going to have you hand the mic to our final judge, my friend Dusky Estes, who is a terrific chef. And you are many, many things to many, many people. Culinary personality, television personality, chef and co-owner of Black Pig Meat Company. Fantastic bacon, let me just say. Everything's better with bacon. And McBride Farm. So tell me a little bit about you, Dusky.
Well, I'm happy to be here to eat plenty of cheese. It's one of my favorite foods. I start pretty much every morning with a hunk of cheese. And I am a chef, farmer, and rancher. I also run a nonprofit called Farm to Pantry that rescues produce and off of farms and backyards in Sonoma County and shares it with people facing food insecurity.
That's fantastic.
So we're very happy to take a day off while my teams are out there gleaning. And because Neil was so good at his joke, I feel like I need a little joke too to share. What did the cheddar say to his date?
I don't know. What did the cheddar say to his date?
Sharp. Looking sharp.
Barbara knows it.
You can tell that we're on the third round of this today. We're getting
Really loosened up.
we've
gotta get our dad
we've
jokes.
gotten very cheesy in our last competition here. All right. So a couple of quick questions while they're getting the food plated and ready to bring out. Dusky, talk about cheese as an ingredient and this wonderful California cheese that we're experiencing today as an ingredient in food and dishes.
I adore cheese, as I said before, and I will say it again. It provides creaminess, nuttiness, like ooey gooey texture, like velvet, and sometimes it's tang, like sharp cheeses have a lot of good tang. So it makes your mouth happy because it's both fat and tart and
And
it's
salty.
just the best.
Yeah.
And salty.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, if you can hand that microphone to Neil and we'll go down. I want to talk to you because of that kind of corporate angle that we're looking at. How important is this to-go category that we're focusing on today? Because it's important in the present, but also the future, right?
Oh, it's definitely not going away. Once we actually learnt it, I mean, if you really think about prior to the pandemic, it was pizzerias that were famous and Chinese takeaway.
Right.
And they had it down pat. They knew exactly what they were doing and how to deliver it. And what they were producing was technically made for it, right? And I think that's what we've all learnt in the industry is how to develop good to-go programs. And, you hear the word ghost kitchens, etc. Well, really what you're doing is using your kitchen as another revenue stream. Right. And I think that's what's happened. And now that we've got that additional revenue coming in, we're not going to give it up. So it's going to be still in the industry for a long time to come. And actually, with inflation, etc., people are going to look for food trucks or these ghost kitchen operations that you don't have real expensive brick and mortar payments.
Right. And we've elevated, as I was talking to John earlier, we've elevated this category now. It's no longer the ugly step cousin, right, to just picking up your food. This is really a true category for the future.
It truly is, and what we've seen today with the contestants is we've seen them really working hard at making the dish presentable along with being portable. So, we're spending the same money buying it, getting it through the restaurant delivered to us, whether it's by a third party or whether we're picking up curbside, but we still expect to get that restaurant quality food and finish, that professionalism. So it's all about the container, and a chef here mentioned earlier, she's 100% right. It's the right size container for the right size portion. You don't want it sloshing around. You don't want it spilling. You want it to be very self-contained.
And that's going to be part of, I will be talking about the criteria that we're using to judge, but I see that we've got some chefs. Are you ready to present? All right. I think we've got some chefs ready to present. And just a quick, as they're coming over, Barbara, how important is this California cheese in these dishes? This is the centerpiece, right?
Yes, it's definitely the centerpiece. So what we're looking for as judges is, do those cheeses shine on their own right, or do they shine as a combination? So we're really identifying the dish, but more importantly, how does the California milk piece of it play out in the final dish?
All right, well, you can smell that milk piece of it coming here. We've got Chef Marty will introduce her dish first.
So right here you have...
Oh, hang on, one sec. There we go, we want to hear you.
You have our fried mac and snack, so mac and cheese on the go with the crispy outside, like that baked mac and cheese, but inside super crunchy. On the side, you each have your own individual portion of what we call at our shop Pam Pam's Bangin' Ranch, and it's our own recipe of ranch dressing. And so enjoy. Just be careful, they are hot inside.
Can you tell them how many different cheeses are in there?
Yeah, so in this mac and cheese, we have 4 different cheeses.
Oh, wow.
We have mozzarella, provolone, pecorino, and then a cheddar. Yep.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
enjoy.
All right, thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you guys have that, and then we've got Chef Brian coming in.
Hi, how are you? Today we have a Frico pesto melt. So basically we made a pesto with the dry jack that we also Frico the outside with. Fresh mozzarella, heirloom tomatoes. It's just good stuff.
Looks great, smells great. Thank you so much. Here, we'll put it down
Cheese
this way so they
all
can see it.
around, and I'm going to let Barbara do the cutting on that one because that's right. Thank you, chefs, and we're going to get to work as the judges start working on their portion of eating. They said they were hungry, so we're going to let them be hungry. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the criteria that they use to judge these dishes. So the first, of course, is taste and flavor. It's got to taste delicious in order to be able to win this competition. Then, of course, the use of real California dairy, right? The more dairy, the better. We love our California dairy. And the smells and the tastes, I think, going on in here is certainly a testament to that. And then as our Judge Neil was talking about, you got this to-go rating. So would this dish be considered commercially viable for the to-go category? Is the dish portable? Does it hold up well in the container? Again, we've got a window of, I think you guys had said, about 25 to 45 minutes that when you place an order to go, that you actually get it at your home. So, you know, it's got to hold up for an extensive period of time. So that's one of the things they'll be judging as well. And then appearance, does the dish look delicious? Is it appealing? Is it appetizing? Do we want to do nothing but eat and indulge in that and pull that cheese out of the sandwich into it? So I am going, while the judges are finishing their jobs, I'm going to go indulge myself a little bit with two wonderful members here of CMAB, Jennifer Jambroni, Vice President of Communications for CMAB, and Kirsten Arias, who is a dairy farmer and a member of the board, right?
Correct, yes.
So, all right, ladies, we have got some fantastic food to look at in front of us. All right.
We gotta do more than look at.
We're
I know.
gonna eat it.
Luckily,
We're gonna eat it.
Luckily, we get to eat. This is the best part of the day. And in hearing about these dishes, I think, which one are you more excited about? It's really hard to.
First, talk about the cow's Innovation to Go.
There we go.
Here in this glass, which makes every meal a little bit better. And what was your question?
Well, this is if we've got anything spicy too. Milk, of course, we know is the best foil for that. So
That is true, but I don't think we have any violators here.
No?
I think we're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. The milk is just a security blanket here.
that's right.
You want to dive in?
Oh, where do I want to dive in? I think
Okay.
that this is a little easier
So we've got
perhaps
Marty's
to eat.
Rangoon. It's like
Okay,
a Rangoon.
so let's get this
with-
started.
Filled with mac and cheese.
Yeah, so this is a 4-cheese mac. I mean,
Here, we
how
want to hear you.
exciting- How exciting is it to have like 4 cheeses, macaroni and cheese, one of your favorite foods, in a little fried bite? I mean, this is like the best
She
thing
calls
ever.
it mac and snacks.
Mac and snacks. There
Mac
you go.
and snacks.
Cheesy snacks. I'll say,
Cheers.
I'll toast to
Cheers.
you.
And this
we have
wonderful
a
sort
little
of
ranchy dip.
I'll have you just put a
yeah, there
little
you
dollop
go.
on my plate.
That the knife is the
All right.
tool.
So this is absolutely. I'm waiting to dig in because it really smells delicious.
And it's on the website. This is yes, you would open it up and the cheese would fall out.
That's right. As she was kind of innovating this, and honestly, this is the definition of to-go food, right? To-go comfort food, like
and innovation. The definition of innovation.
innovation. Put it in a package, easy to bite.
It's mac and cheese right in there, and gooey, ooey
I'm
mac
glad
and
I'm
cheese.
not judging anything, Jennifer. That's all I can say because it is all so good.
How would you pick? I mean, and the cheeses, of course, each bring their own flavor. It's like you've got a nuttiness, you've got a creaminess, you've got sharp. It's like everything together in that little package is so good. I mean,
Everything
it's like,
married.
How do you choose?
We don't have to.
Yeah,
we
it's
just
not
have
our
to
job.
eat,
They
Jennifer.
got that job.
Exactly.
That's
We
right.
get the easy part. So I think that we got to get into this next one
Okay,
too,
here we
because
go.
this
Yeah.
one.
All right, so there was Chef
start on
Marty's
that side.
dish right there.
This is the marriage of everything I love. So it's a caprese salad, it's a grilled cheese sandwich, and it's a cheese frico, all in one little Frankenstein of goodness.
There's no pretty way to cut it.
There isn't,
It's
and I'm
not.
just I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna grab, and I'm gonna let you grab.
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
take the big piece.
Here,
I
I'm gonna
didn't do
leave
that on
that
purpose.
small one there for you to grab.
I didn't do that on
and
purpose,
then I'll
but
cut. No, that's good. You are good at cutting.
I know, right? And
This
so,
has a pesto in it as well.
Fresh
and-
mozzarella.
please tell us about
yeah.
the cheeses that are in this.
Well, I'm really excited. So this frico is actually made with dry jack. So this is a really special cheese because this is a California original. Monterey Jack, created in of course in Monterey, created in California, aged to just this nutty goodness. It's kind of like American Parmesan. It's just that.
So
so
there's
crazy.
different ways you could eat this, right? You could peel that frico right off top and just eat it like that.
Yeah, it has that crunchiness on the outside of the bread, so you've got like this creaminess and fresh mozzarella. I mean, you've got
Flavors together.
fresh, and these tomatoes are beautiful. And of course, you've got the garlicky, cheesy pesto. So it's like you got a little cheese in there as well.
But you did
so.
say it's sort of a caprese salad to go almost, right? Yeah.
And and as far as to go, things can get soggy, but that frico on the outside kind of keeps that bread nice and crusty and nice.
Yeah.
And when you think about food to go, this isn't just food to go. This is healthy food to go.
Yeah.
Really healthy. And for this, all the food groups are there.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, and it
California
feels
cheese.
very garden fresh.
Yes, it does.
And I think our judges are done judging.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
that
we're
true?
excited. This is probably
We
gonna
got
be
a
really
result.
hard.
All right, I'm going to
All right.
grab from you. You guys get to enjoy.
I'm going to continue.
You continue to eat, and I'm going to move over to talk to the judges, and we'll bring our chefs back over, our wonderful chef contestants back over. And I'm going to hand this to you. I know you're still eating, right? And let's talk a little bit. Come on in. Talk a little bit about these dishes, and I'll start with you, Barbara.
You guys both did amazing. It was really good. Both of them were delicious, and I could just down all of it. I can't even believe I'm still eating. Really good. One suggestion that I have for you, Marty, is we need just a little acid somewhere in that dish. It ends up coming out just a tiny bit flat. It's a really good use of a million cheeses. And of course, we love that. But I would just suggest either a little bit more acid in the Bam. I know it's the famous sauce. So if you don't want to change that, then maybe it's in somehow a little like spicy tomato jam inside there, inside the Rangoon might bring that up a little bit. But it was delicious. I said in a bar, that would be a nightmare. You'd just be popping those things down every 10 seconds. The sandwich, for me, was just out of control good. It was great. I love the frico, but we all are talking about it. So we want to know something. Did you do the frico on the, is this, like, it could be proprietary information, but did you put the frico down and then put the toast on top of it?
Yeah.
And was the toast already toasted?
I toasted the toast.
Hang on one second, Chef. Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Today I toasted the bread just a little bit because the sourdough was so fresh. It was
Yes.
still a little chewy.
Sure.
So I just toasted it just a drop so it dried out a bit. Then I put the cheese on the grill and then put the bread onto the cheese.
That's awesome. I just know the audience is going to want to know because it's kind of a fun idea to do.
And
at
that,
home.
you know, like we like to get like that shelf of cheese. You know, like
Yes.
to get it like nice and big just for
Sure,
for
for
appearance.
drama.
Yeah. And
Yes,
and
of
when
course.
whatever falls off is still good.
Well, they
crunchy
were
cheese.
both very portable, and I think you guys really nailed it in that category.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. What are your thoughts?
So you both nailed the portable. Both dishes look great. The packaging is spot on. Love that you both used the grease paper inside the box. Even though they're lined boxes, it still just makes you feel a little bit cleaner. Sandwich was spot on. Did a great job at the crust. Love these little puppies. As like you said, this is something that could be commercialized big time. A world of flavors that you could add to it. I love the simplicity, the fact that you can just munch on them. I mean, they really are. This is a killer bar snack, great for maybe kids' menus. You know, it's really kind of, you know, it's a simple variation of something really good. So you're getting this mac and cheese delivered to you in a really portable fashion. So I really liked it. Maybe a little bit more acid, but outside of that, it was so portable, so dippable, and I mean, everybody loves to dip. So well done.
Yeah, really good. That's right. It was ooey gooey goodness.
Oh, for chewy, gooey good.
All right,
kind-
Miss Dusky.
It's kind of hard to be the last one because you don't want to say the same things over. So I'll try to say different things, but it's a challenge. Marty, what I would say about your dish is that it's crazy innovative in a number of ways. Number one, in terms of the difficulty of mac and cheese going in a to-go because of the absorption, when it's in a little packet and then deep fried, like all of that ooey gooey stays in there. Like it's so perfect to maintain what is awesome about mac and cheese inside of it. And I totally can see how this would be an amazing product for every bar in the whole United States to have, because this could be made ahead, frozen, and then deep fried. So someone could buy this product and not have to pay the labor in today's world. So I think this is a crazy innovative package of mac and cheese, or to correct myself, cheese and mac. Power to you on that. And Brian, for your sandwich, I have to tell you, it like sung to me on so many levels. I love that you took cheese and you made it both crunchy and soft. So, because texturally, your mouth is happy when it's busy and feeling different things. And so the gooey mozzarella was all molten and flowing, but then that crunchy dry jack frico was like remarkable against it. I also am somebody who obviously loves sense of time and place, and so which means that you are supporting something local. So in our case today, California cheese, but also tomatoes and basil right now. We are in the perfect time for tomatoes and basil. The tomatoes you have are like perfect. And for me, the most important thing about a sandwich, which people forget, is that your sandwich is only as good as your bread. Like if you get bad bread, your sandwich sucks. And this sandwich has delicious sourdough, a rustic loaf. I don't know where you got it from, but it is right on, a great loaf. Okay, well, you're sourcing, Barbara.
What did you say?
It was super close. It was super close.
I just want you to know, Barbara, your sourcing is impeccable.
Thank you.
You know where to get a good loaf of bread in Napa. So, like both of these are crazy innovative, which was your task for today. So thank you. It was
Really good job,
it was a
both of
pleasure to eat.
I have to say, I'm going to pull out my cheesy quote now and just say that all of the judges were clearly moved by these dishes. So it's going to be a tough one to call, I can tell. But Kirsten, do we have the results? Kirsten Arias, again, our CMAB board member and dairy farmer herself. And I'm going to let you sit right here. And it's going to, should I give you the drum roll?
There you go. You need a milk can to beat on.
That's right.
Congratulations to both of you on behalf of the California Milk Advisory Board and the California Dairy Farmers. You know, a lot of us work hard, but not all of us are capable of inventing and innovating and doing cool things with food. You guys are just masters at that. So thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure today to see what can be created out of real California dairy. So thank you so much. And without further ado, our $1,500 winner is Marty Lieber.
Thank you.
Yay, Marty!
And that leaves our $5,000 winner for Brian. Congratulations to both of you.
Well, I think both of you are winners today. Yeah, I'll take this one. And I'd like to invite you both back to come to the winner's table and chat a little bit about this. Because clearly the judges had a very difficult time, I can tell. And the scores, I'm sure, are incredibly close. So maybe I'm going to ask you, Marty, what did that mean to hear the judges' comments, and does that validate sort of your innovation?
Yeah, I mean, it's always wonderful when people enjoy your food, no matter what. So the fact that it was innovative and they recognize that, especially during times like these where innovation is what will keep you alive and help you survive through things like this, it's definitely a great gesture of validation, for sure.
Fantastic. And in terms of the California cheese, because you used 4 different types.
Yes.
So how important was that to you?
Wonderful. I mean, we also use heavy cream and whole milk in our sauce as well. So even more of the California dairy products. I mean, everything was super flavorful, very fresh. It felt good also knowing that the products were coming from local farmers and, and helping families out.
And families supporting it.
And so it was wonderful. We really
fantastic.
loved it.
And I'm going to ask you to hand that to Chef Brian. So tell me, why did you enter this competition? What was it about the California To Go competition?
I think during the pandemic, we all had to pivot and really focus on delivery. And I know in our restaurants, that's one of the things we really, we wanted to make sure that our guest experience was as good as we could get out of a box, because they couldn't come to our restaurant anymore. So we really had to step up and make sure that we were delivering the best possible thing that they could possibly get out of their delivery. So it was great to we've really focused on that for the last year and a half. So it was nice to be part of this.
And to utilize all that wonderful California dairy that you had in there as well, in many different textures and layers.
Well, I mean, it was great because our entire sandwich is really it's all California. The dairy was the highlight, but then to have those great tomatoes and basil at our disposal and a great loaf of sourdough close by to really just tie the whole thing together. The pesto, we had California walnut, we did. It was all California, and it really just highlighted those cheeses. The dry jack and the mozzarella that we used for the sandwich. It really just highlighted those. So it was pretty fantastic.
And the future of To Go is
here to stay.
Here to stay.
Here to stay.
To Go is here to stay. That is the quote of the day there. So where will you use your money? You're going to go to Disneyland or Napa Valley? You're going to go to Napa Valley?
I've already started spreading it around Napa Valley, even though I didn't get anything. Even though I just got it, I already started spreading it around Napa Valley.
For sure. Probably just a weekend off would be nice.
A
weekend off.
Go to the spa.
Yeah.
Go to
do
the spa
something. Maybe a massage. Yeah.
Well, thank you both, chefs.
Thank you.
You were terrific, and I know the judges loved it. And there you have it. Everybody, a big congratulations to both Brian and Marty, and of course to the California Milk Advisory Board, and importantly, California's dairy families for making all of this possible. Now, we've had a really full day, and we're ready to conclude the inaugural California Dairy To Go cook-off. For more information on all the award-winning dishes and to rewatch today's 3 broadcasts, please visit realcaliforniamilk.com/foodservice. I'm Leslie Sabraco from the CIA Copia Kitchens in Napa Valley, California. And on behalf of the California Milk Advisory Board, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we hope to see you next year. Cheers, we need our milk glasses.